think we're live. Yeah, we're live. Cool. Sorry, apologies for being late. However, the reason I'm late is something... No, you guys hear me out here. I see you're saying punishment and shit, but I was only 4 minutes late, and I was late for a very good reason, which will make you all very happy. I was just talking to the Wi-Fi people. We're changing Wi-Fi. We're getting Sky's out, Sky's shit, at least for Wi-Fi, and we're getting a new Wi-Fi in. So, hopefully, next week onwards, the Wi-Fi shouldn't be terrible, and the streams shouldn't be choppy and crashing all the time. So, in theory, because I was late to this stream, the streams will be better going forward. In theory. I'm not sure the logistics of that, mind you, but we can hope. So, yeah, in theory, we've got new Wi-Fi now, which is good. And Cheesemo super chatted as always. Thank you as always, man. And I can probably guess what it is. It's the pillow. And to be fair, Cheesemo, this is great because it's obviously the new pillow, which has your name on it. Great stuff. Okay. Is that all right? Yeah, there we go. Can't see that. I do like how now, like because Cheesemo, you come and you donate right at the beginning of every stream. I mean, every stream just has this in the background for like the whole time now. It's truly awful stuff. If we just go more this way, there we go. So we're blocking it less. Okay, let's catch on chat, and then we can start talking about this chapter, because, oh my god, these chapters were bloody awesome. Insecure Trap, Kentucky stocks are high right now. I know, right? I don't think our chances of Kentucky winning are looking too good, mind you, but, you know, I'm glad to see my boy is the beast that we all thought he was. John Boy, by the way, Saf, glad you liked my Gintama X Pokemon idea. I'm happy with it, especially Kentucky's team. Yeah, Kentucky's team was sick. I really enjoyed that one, especially. Kansas is late again. Yeah, but I was late. I was late for good reasons. Sacrifice. Bloody hell. Who we got? Kansas Sensei, hello. Scuttles Rose, Joel Boy, La. I think that's how you say that. Hello, everyone. Scuttles Rose, a new era is upon us, boys. Yeah, I know, it's good. Imagine if it gets worse. I hope it doesn't get worse. Hopefully not. Cheesemo, it's that time of stream again. Man, I got to go to the beach right now, so bye, people. Oh, well, it was good to see you for like a minute, Skeletals Rose. Have a good time at the beach. I was at the beach the other day, had a beach holiday with the mates. It was pretty good times for like the hour before the beach became a mud flat. It was good stuff. Indra versus Suzaku is definitely the best Apocalypse round. Oh yeah, there's no contest. It is easily the best round of Apocalypse. And it was really good. I think one thing Apocalypse does really well, not to say the main series does it badly, but I don't think it does it quite as well, is just like the artwork depicting like, not gore as much, but just like pain. Like all the images, all the illustrations of Ra after he got impaled by Gay Bolg look horrible. He looks like he's in excruciating pain. The way they drew like Indra's arm getting shredded, the way we see Zook's like you know, his shoulder like caved in, it looks painful and it's really visceral. And I think even though I feel like Apocalypse's artist doesn't get like the facial expressions correct a lot, like I don't think the faces are that good a lot of the time. There's some weird face stuff. He gets like, they get like how visceral like the pain of the attacks is. I really like that, and I think this round really illustrated that. Kansas Sensei, beaches are the best vacation spot. Changed my mind. I like a beach. I do like a beach. A beach is a good time. I love swimming in the sea. It's great stuff. But I got to do it in moderation. I wouldn't beach all the time. I'd much rather go to somewhere with more culture and like, you know, and like museum stuff to see. You know, locals. Like I like to explore and see local culture. I do like vegetating on the beach, but like actually I don't like vegetating on the beach. I like swimming in the sea at the beach. In terms of like sunbathing, and you know, I've got to be doing something. Cheesemo, the message is worth it. As always, I know the message, it's not about the money, it's about the message. Job boy, by the way, my job is doing well. I'm off shift by 12:30, so that lines up a stream. Oh, that's excellent for you to keep watching. I'm glad the job's doing well. Yeah. I give the artist of APOC this. He does draw good damage on the fighters. Exactly, realist medal or medal. I can't remember how you say it. Yeah, I agree. I was just saying it a minute ago. Blade door is just swung open. That's good. Oh, sorry about that. Where are we up to? Kentucky Gaming and Snorlax and Absol makes too much sense. Yeah, it really does. Not gonna I'm really excited for Kentucky fighting, even though they're probably gonna lose for the plot. Yeah, I think this having this matchup here is really it really opens up. I think there's so many possibilities of what's gonna happen next in the story, which is like really interesting. I will go into these on what I mean by this in a minute, but I do want to catch up and chat quickly. Because we usually get into a rabbit hole of me being like way behind chat. Also, I love that Zoot can make weapons like sword and stuff. Yeah, Apocalypse definitely has some more unique ways of fighting. It's still not like that like supernatural, but like it is something. Currently working, but I'll still be listening. I'll hear you. Oh well, Eric King, don't let me distract you when you're working, but the viewership is appreciated. Joe Boy, by the way, in the new Death Battle, Hulk beat Godzilla. And the next one is Ruby vs. Mecha. Like, are they composite Godzillas and Hulks? Or is it, like, strongest Hulk and strongest Godzilla? Because, like... Yeah, I'm curious. I haven't watched Death Battle in ages. Is it, like, composite, basically? Or is it, like, the strongest versions? Because, like... I don't know. The strongest Hulk is, like... It's not World Breaker Hulk anymore, is there? There's, like, a stronger version these days. I haven't read Marvel Comics in quite a while. I'm more of a DC guy. And Godzilla, like, is Godzilla in Hell still the strongest Godzilla variant? Well, I guess the strongest Godzilla would probably be the one from Singular Point, because that's like an extra-dimensional eldritch, like, abomination. Have you read / watched 100 Girlfriends yet? I have not. I wanted to, but I'm watching like 30 seasonals at the moment, and it's I'm barely keeping up with all the seasonals. Oh, this is not a good sign that my Wi-Fi is not loading the next comments. Which is not great, because that should be a lot less taxing than, you know, what's the word? Actually doing the streaming. So hopefully it's not lagging too much. If not, it's really not showing it. Okay, let me get it up on my phone. I'm going to have to get stream up on my phone now, just so I can read the messages. This is... See, next week, this should be fixed. Hopefully. Okay, where are we up to? Cheesemo, I'll say that Anubis is done being cucked and will be in the arena already, and Rasputin will fight. See, my issue with that, not so much issue, but like, I cannot see them spending basically a whole chapter building up Odin going next, and building up Kintoki and ending on this hype Kintoki thing for them not to fight next. Like, that's never happened. Yeah, we've had stuff like Shiva gets cucked, Anubis gets cucked, but they're always comedic scenes. They're never like this. They're never like a whole big setup with a dramatic ending to a chapter. I also think if like Anubis went into that arena, I just think Odin would go down there and kill him, or like knock him out the way or something. I just don't see Odin letting Anubis just go ahead of him, like, because now he's like, he's taking action because he wants his plan to happen. I don't see why he would let Anubis do that. Also, why would Rasputin be there? Because like from what we've seen, like Brunhild was got to, what's it called? Like, you know, she was looking at choosing who to send next. And Rasputin was an option, so that would assume Rasputin is on call to go, and he obviously didn't get the call. So I don't know. But at the same time, it's really weird if Anubis versus Rasputin happens after this. That's why I find it so weird here, because, like, Odin not being the final fighter has always been something I've been a fan of. I've always basically said the final fighter will probably be, like, Siegfried with, you know, the primordial power in like, as a vessel or some shit. And that's fine, because that's an escalation from Odin. So I always had Odin be, like, the penultimate fighter. But I just don't see any world where Anubis fights after Odin. Because, like, Anubis, it doesn't... I can't imagine Anubis is that important of a character in the grand scheme of things. I just think it's going to be really... It's going to... If it is, like, next round is Anubis, and he does fight next, assumably, guys, Odin is not... assumably, let's just say Odin wins. Let's just say Odin wins this, because that seems likely. And then he's one win away from Ragnarok, I guess. And then Anubis comes out. That's just going to be weird. I just don't think the stakes are there. I don't know if that's weird to anyone else, but but at the same time, like, it's one thing one of the humans not actually fighting. It's another thing for, like, Anubis not to fight as well, unless it's meant to be, like, one big comedic joke or something. Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, it's very, very, very weird. I'm seeing the lags back. I do apologise. Sorry about that. Next up is the God Cyborg Nessa versus Muscle Mummy Morrigan. Yeah, I don't know who I'm rooting for, to be honest. I think Morrigan's going to win. I just think the setup of Morrigan fighting Ku in the semis, you know, they've got some history. There's a clear way for them to fight in the bracket. I think that's quite likely. Like, I think Ku obviously beat Son Wukong. I don't think they're going to pull I don't think they're going to subvert shit and make, Ku lose. I think he might lose in the finals, but I definitely see Ku get into the finals, basically. That seems something quite likely to me. I think Morrigan's there. So I think Morrigan will end up beating, you know, Nessa, and then they'll beat Indra, and then they'll end up fighting Ku. But in terms of who I'm rooting for, I don't know, I haven't seen enough of either of them to really have a standout favourite. But, you know, Nessa's probably going to lose. Big S axe is somehow a standout weapon for me. Oh, I love Kentucky's axe. Kentucky's axe is really, really cool. The weird thing about Kentucky's axe, though, is that a Valond or not? Was his Valkyrie partner, who it would be, I don't even have a name for them, is the Valkyrie that's, like, in the left forward corner where we see the silhouette and they got, like, really big braids? That one? It's either that one, or Kentucky's either paired with that Valkyrie, or they're going to end up paired with Gol or Brunhild. Gol doesn't seem to... Like, I know I've always been on the train of Kentucky Gol. Just by the fact that Gol is in Tartarus right now, I don't think that's happening. Could be Brunhild. Brunhild versus Odin, something I'm predicting for a while, so it really wouldn't surprise me if Brunhild comes down here and Valon's with Kentucky. The thing is, though, well, that would, like, the Gol, like, Brunhild can't just be the axe. That'd be because we saw her doing shit and then called Kentucky. So she's obviously not just chilling there as an axe. Could the other Valkyrie just be chilling there in axe form for some reason? I guess that's a thing. I guess that could be a thing. Or more likely, the axe isn't a Valond. Kentucky just has that axe. The axe might be a divine weapon, to be honest. Like, they just have a divine weapon. Which means either Kentucky's fighting without a Valkyrie, which I think is very possible, and would be very beastly of him. But then, like, really raises the issue of, we already have one too many Valkyries family matches. This should make us have two too many Valkyries, which I guess would work then if we're going on the assumption if it turns out Gol and Brunhild don't end up actually fighting. So I guess it could line up there. Or, like, he could have the axe and then a Valond on top. Like, he could have some armor or something. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities there. I just find it interesting. Because, like, I don't think we've ever... Like, we know some of the Valkyries have already met their partners. I think. Actually, no. Is that ever said, actually? No, I don't think any of them have. No, Alvatir moans that Qin Shi Huang didn't practice their Valond. Which maybe implies those two knew, like, had met up before the round starts. Or they were meant to. But everyone else just meets their Valkyrie just before the fight. Yeah, they do. So... this should be this should be different, I guess, where like they've already met up before he was picked to fight. But I really don't know. Yeah, I just find the axe really interesting. The axe is really cool though. Yeah, and like just saying I predicted Kentoki's weapon. Like, that's a joke because like it's like saying like you predict like when people are like, oh, I got Leonidas' weapon right. I'm like, well, of course Leonidas gonna have a shield. Like, well, he's a Spartan. Of course he has a goddamn shield. It's like, of course Kentoki's gonna have an axe. It's just Kentoki's thing. But yeah, I'm very interested about the axe because I really don't know what that implies about stuff. Red Hawk, composite of both. Okay, fair enough. If it was composite of both, Hulk probably has better feats overall, I'd say. I don't know. Yeah, that's a hard one. With Rasputin's partial design, it looks like he's bald. Yeah, I'm not putting any faith in that partial design being the actual design. It might be, but at the same time, it kind of looks like it is just like they stand like they used to do, where like it was just like an actual historical image, just like but like simplified. So I'm not gonna hold any look that is actually Rasputin's design. To be fair, maybe we don't even see Rasputin. Yeah. Not gonna lie, I'm starting to like Avatar: The Last Airbender versus Traveler Genshin. I assume that's for a death battle. Oh yeah, I assume it's for a death battle. I posted the death battle. I posted how the death battle will play out on the meme channel. I'll have to check the meme channel. I've not checked Discord recently, only because like this week and last week I've been so goddamn busy. It's been unreal. Can we have a versus battle related chat on Discord? If you really want one, I ain't got pen to write it down. I'll try and remember. I will do that then. If you really want to, just if I don't do it, just spam me on Discord and tell me to do it. Round 14 is definitely Rasputin. Hey, look, we have to consider the option that there isn't a round 14, that there isn't a round 14. There might not be a round 13. Is it like? I think it is. I don't want this to happen. I think it is possible. This round is just the final round, and like shit, like the tournament just kind of falls apart in this fight, and like shit goes to the wall basically, and basically the idea of Ragnarok as a tournament just kind of like breaks apart, either by like, because like you literally could have Kentoki win the fight, for example, and not necessarily kill Odin, but like Odin like dying on the ground, and Odin just like is like fuck it, and has some kind of like chaos like contingency, and just like. And it becomes this big free-for-all thing. Like, I can see that happening. I don't want it to happen, but, like, I know people are saying for a while they're rushing the manga. I don't think they are. But, like, if they are actually trying to rush to end it, this could be a way to do it. Like, just have this be, like, just, like, skip Rasputin, Nostradamus, and Anubis, and just go, like, straight to this, maybe. I don't think that's the case, personally, but, like, it is possible, I guess, that... Or, like, you could even have, like, this be the end of the tournament. Like, the tournament could, like, fall out and it becomes this greater conflict that people have been talking about, and that's how Anubis and stuff get involved. Maybe. I just really find it weird how, like, because like the stakes of this round are going to be so goddamn high, and we know that Brunhild's ultimate goal. We know that ultimate goal of Brunhild is to kill Odin. So if Odin wins this match, then Odin doesn't die. So unless like Odin survives his fight and then dies later, yeah, it's just really weird. Like, I don't know, but at the same time, I guess Kentoki can win. Kentoki can't goddamn win, because if Kentoki wins, he wins the tournament. So you can't even have like a situation where, I guess you could have a situation where Kentoki wins and then Odin like somehow or other activates it even without humanity dying, and then Siegfried gets the powers and Siegfried steps into the arena, like a Hajin situation, and then maybe Siegfried then kills Kentoki or something, and then someone else has to step up to fight Siegfried, because like of the actual part of the tournament doesn't matter because there's just a Siegfried guy around. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just, as I say, there's so many possibilities. It just seems really weird for stakes if Odin wins here. And then, like, Anubis just comes out and fights, like, in what Odin considers the final fight. Because, like, if he wins here next round, that the gods can win if they win in this round, the next round. So if next round he's sending Anubis out for the win, it sounds a bit weird. It's just bizarre. I also just want to say, guys, everyone was saying, Simo will lose because Odin won't go next in this round. And I said, no, Simo will win. It's better for stakes. I mean, I didn't predict Odin would go now, but like I was right about Simo winning. Just saying. Sorry, that was a big old rant. I don't know where we're up to. Odin losing is part of his plan. Ooh, now that's a good idea. But if Odin loses here, humanity just wins Ragnarok. So that's the kind of thing is Odin kind of has to win. Like if we were going the argument that has like they're not going to end it on this round and there's going to be further rounds, then Odin has to win because by the tournament rules, humanity wins if they get a 7th win, which this would be their 7th win. They got the 6th win obviously in the last round. So I really don't know. Odin's going to win, change my mind. I just don't know. I have no prediction, like strong prediction here, because yeah, there's just so many logistical reasons why either option is weird. Odin will draw Kentucky. This is the only way this could work. Yeah, obviously, yeah, that's the thing, the draw. But the draw, like, how does the draw work? In the draw, does Odin die and Kentucky die? Because Odin dying is the end of Brunhild's plan. Odin's death should be the climax of the manga. Like, the storytelling. It's either be the climax of the storytelling, or it's like the climax before his plan works. Which is why, you know, penultimate round, Odin I don't know. Odin needs to die, basically. And I don't know how that happens. If Odin doesn't die within a fight, I guess there could be a big final war thing and he dies there, but I just really don't know. Odin's death has to happen. But yeah, I think it's more likely he wins this round. I don't know. My stock's in Nesha only because I just watched his movies. Nesha's like if we're doing mythological scaling, Nesha might be the most... He's up there for like the strongest character in Ragnarok. He's up there with Sun Wukong, where like their mythological scaling is pretty busted. Unless next round after Odin wins, it's a tie. Yes, I know, the tie theory again. But what if it's a tie and with both fighters dying, it fills the well of Erd instead of all mankind? I guess that could maybe work. I guess that could be a thing where like the souls of gods more important than humans? Could they use like the dead gods from fighting Ragnarok? Would that work instead? I don't know. Do you think maybe Kentucky has 2 weapons, like the axe is the divine weapon he already had, and also gets the Valkyrie? We talked about this earlier. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna be play it safe. I'm just gonna assume the axe is just that the other unnamed Valkyrie, and they were just already in Valkyrie form. That's what I would bet money on. I think it'd be really cool if that is just the divine weapon he has. But like, if I'm gonna be safe, if I'm gonna make a safe bet, that's what I would bet. Who would you wish to win the tournament in APOC? Who would I want to win? I mean, that's hard to say because we haven't seen like a lot of the fighters. Like we've seen Belial, but we don't really know much about him. We've not seen Surtur. We've not seen Hydra. We've not seen Death. We've not seen Enma. We've not seen Leviathan. Like there's 5 guys we have not seen. Or is there more? Is there any more? There might be more. There might be another one I'm forgetting. Yeah, there is. There's Is there another one? I feel there's another guy as well that I'm forgetting. Anyway, the point is that, like, I don't know them. I want Hydra to win. Because I just like the sound of Hydra. I think Hydra's going to be great. I want Hydra to win. But other ones we've seen, I'd like Ra to win. I thought it'd be really funny if Ra won. But obviously Ra hadn't won. So if we're going with people who have currently won their matches, I guess Indra. Because I think Indra's a bit of a goat. I hope we get a tie, else I'm losing a bet. I don't know. I just don't know how these fighters are gonna fight. Like, I am now becoming. I feel Rasputin has to fight. At least with Nostradamus. Nostradamus has shown up and he's done other plot stuff. He's done plot stuff. I still think he should fight, but he's done stuff. So if you don't want him to fight in a round, he's at least done shit. Rasputin's done fuck all and has never appeared. So they kind of have to fight. I swear, like... But I think the possibility of, like, maybe a human doesn't fight. Maybe Nostra isn't going to fight anyone. I really... Yeah, but Nostra's really hyped up as strong. I don't know. I really don't. This is the thing. This is why I like this, why this development so much. Because it really... You can't predict shit. And Ragnarok has always been quite predictable as a story. Because it's, you know, a tournament manga where the humans are probably going to win. So it's obviously going to be predictable to an extent. But this is a really cool development because I don't know what's going to happen. And I'd much rather not know what's going to happen in this story. Keep us on our toes. Kentucky will be the second human to beat a divine weapon being without a Valond. Chin did it first. Chin did do it first. I don't know how the Chin thing's kind of weird. Either like the writers weren't thinking about it, which might be quite likely, or you can argue that like his martial art uses someone's own power against them. So like maybe by fighting Chi Yu for 3 days, he developed the martial art and then used that martial art to deflect his own power and kill him. So maybe that's how he did it. Like he wasn't using, he was reflecting the divine power, or like maybe Chi Yu's not actually a god or a demon or some shit. I don't fucking know. I don't think they thought about this. I really don't. But Kintoki is implied to be a demigod. I think he's a demigod. Obviously it changes depending on legends and stuff. But I feel he's going to be some kind of demigod. I think that's the feeling I'm getting here, which would, you know, line up that maybe he doesn't need a Valond to fight. Kintoki not having Valkyrie would also make sense since him and Buddha have apparently had little matches. That is definitely true. I mean, we know these matches, like the next one's like sumo or something, so I guess they're more games than matches. I mean, I think obviously the implication there is to hype up Kintoki to say, you know, he's at least equal to Buddha, which is really high praise because the story wanks Buddha a lot. But like that's kind of funny. Like, did Buddha just get like a massive buff when he like ascended to godhood? Because obviously he was a human before. Yeah, that's weird to think about. They don't have to meet their partners before the round since Avatar was mad at Chim for not practicing Valond. Yeah, that's the thing, because that's the only thing I can think of. Where, like, if Avatar's mad about it, then that would imply there was an expectation that they should have met before. But every other one we've seen, they, as far as we're aware, they never met. Like, round one, Brunhild I can't remember the Valkyrie's names, calls Lubu's partner, like, up right as the tournament's starting. So, I think the implication is Lubu had never met them before. Round 2, Adam definitely hadn't met her before. Round 3 even, like, Hurst was literally just, like, hanging out with Brunhild. Sasaki walks in, and they're like, oh, you're not fighting next, Sasaki. And then Sasaki's like, oh, I'm fighting next. He's like, okay, you can fight next. And I guess just took the nearest Valkyrie. I assume it was just a coincidence that the right Valkyrie was hanging around Brunhild, but they'd never met before. Brunhild had never met Sasaki, actually, which is just crazy. Round 4, like, Jack has to go, like, basically harass Clock. Round 5, Raiden literally meets Frod just before they fight. Round 6, obviously there isn't a Valond. Well, there's the Zero Valond, but, like, it's not the same. Round 7, yeah, Avatar's moaning they haven't practiced. Round 8, there we go, round 8. Gondel, as soon as we know, was hanging around with Tesla, I guess. Round 9, we don't know. We know there's that anime only scene now, but like, yeah, in round 9, we don't know. Round 10, we don't know. Round 11, Simo literally, like, they had to go find Simo in the woods. So yeah, it's not a thing really that they know the Valkyries beforehand. So it's like the thing, like, obviously Brynhild probably has a fighter in mind for Gull to pair up with, but Gull has no fucking clue. Gull doesn't know. Where are we up to? You should do a ranking of 100 girlfriends once you finish reading it. Okay, hold me to that. I'll do that when I get around to it. Kentucky Bet explains Horn. I assume he's some kind of demigod or some shit. That's my assumption. Predicting for what Kentucky's ability will be. I mean, he might just have straight hands. It's good to depend on his backstory. Like, if Kentucky, maybe Kentucky, like, I feel he's gonna have, like, obviously no human has a particularly supernatural ability, but I feel it's gonna be more supernatural than usual. I think it'd be more like an Adam-esque, more towards Adam's level of like a weird power than like an eye. But I don't think he has another eye ability, for example. But I have no idea what it could be. It's really hard. But like, who would predict Simo turns his organs into bullets? Like, who's predicting that? I mean, Kentucky seems to be some half-demon guy because of the horn, so the weapon could be his and not his Valkyrie. Yeah, well, yeah. The only issue, the Valkyrie thing, just as the issue of just like it's like we already have too many humans. We already have too many Valkyries for how many fights there are, because obviously Buddha didn't use one. And if you're adding another Volondless person, it's just adding up another Valkyrie. But it does leave more credence. If you want to say Brunhild and Gold don't actually ever Volond, this would make sense. Because if there is another round after this, and that would have the other Valkyrie, I guess. It just depends. Like, I'm leaning less toward Gol actually fighting. And we know Gol's going to be very important. Like, Nostradamus and Siegfried just make that very clear in chapter 98. I think it's chapter 98 or 97. The one when it's the one where Simo first shows up. In the beginning of that chapter, they make it very clear Gol is very fucking important. So she will obviously be the Valkyrie, the initial Master Valkyrie. But I don't know if that role now is something to do, if it's going to be fighting, or Gol's going to have a different role to fill in the narrative. I think Gol is going to be a very important character, which I'm glad about. This round might actually be the last thing what happens. It is definitely possible. The Great Communicage. What do you think about all the armies of the world uniting behind Simo? Like the Finnish, American, British, and even Soviet armies all being proud of Simo and praising him. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Like Simo, the thing about Simo is, like, Simo hated killing. Simo only fought to protect his homeland. He had no malice towards those soldiers. Like, as we see in his thing, he's haunted by their faces. He knows they are families. He knows they are just people serving in an endless war. I think Round 11 does such a great job of just like depicting war as what it is. It's horrible. All it does is just destroy the lives of those forced to fight in it. I think Round 11 does an excellent job at portraying that. So yeah, I love the idea that all the soldiers are, like, even the ones who Simo fought against, they are, proud of Simo because he is doing what a soldier should do, which is fighting to protect those he cares for, protecting his home. And in this tournament, it's not just fighting for a country, it's fighting for the whole of humanity. He is a soldier, by fighting and representing humanity in Ragnarok, he's doing exactly what all these soldiers did. Which I just think it's really poetic. I love it a lot. I didn't mention it in the video because, like, it's not like, it has no bearing really on, like, Simo's character. It's just a nice detail. Maybe I should have mentioned it in the video, to be honest with you, but I thought it was nice. Can we have the beautiful body pillow replace you on the chair? No, the body pillow's not going on the chair. That's not happening. You've got to donate money if you want that. And it would just make your stream, the stream for you guys, worse. Anubis would be so fucking mad if Odin loses. Yeah, it would be very funny. I mean, at the same time, I can just see it being a joke. I think Anubis just being this joke character that never fights and just always gets cucked. It could happen. It'd be very funny, but, like, I think it would piss a lot of people off. Can't wait to see my boy drunken shooting Doji sharpening Kintoki's backstory. I'm curious what angle Kintoki's backstory is going to take. Because, like, when it comes to Kintoki and, like, the Legend of Kintoki, there's kind of, like, two halves to it. There's the Kintaro bit, where, like, wild child, mother was a hag, sometimes father was a dragon, sometimes a demon, changed a lot. Like, friends of animals, like, fighting bears and shit. And like, there's that angle of it. And then there's obviously, the latter angle with when he was actually Sakata Kintoki, and he was a samurai as one of the 4 heavenly kings for, I cannot remember the samurai's name that he was a vassal to. But I'm curious if they're gonna look. I think they're definitely gonna do like the Kintaro bit where he's a child. I think the shooting doji shot's gonna stay. I don't think they get rid of that. I don't know if we're gonna see him like becoming a samurai and becoming Sakata Kintoki. Like, I don't know how much of that we're gonna see. There could be a situation where Anubis and Rasputin fight off on the sidelines without the rules of Ragnarok, kind of like Zuko and Indra. Highly doubt that would happen, but that's just an idea. Yeah, like, it's just more for the idea of, like, stakes. Like, it's, like, Rasputin, like, even if it's the final, even if that becomes the final fight, and it's, like, humanity needs to win that to win the tournament, when you've just had the big bad in the previous fight, it's just kind of like the stakes don't feel as high as they really should. Odin could die as part of Yggdrasil after all Yggdrasil needs to die, and that plot needs to be settled. It makes most sense for Kentucky to lose here, especially from a meta sense. Yeah, I guess, but like, how does like? I think Odin needs to have it needs to be quite a fulfilling, like, it's got to be quite a yeah, we need a big catharsis from Odin's death. Like the great example is obviously Poseidon's death, like the first win of humanity, big catharsis. We need a big catharsis. Obviously, get a massive catharsis where humanity wins, and doesn't die. But obviously, a big catharsis when Odin dies, and like having Odin be like killed by a human in like combat, like that obviously is the biggest catharsis. But like, if that doesn't happen in his round, it's just a bit weird. Basically, I really just don't know how it's going to play out. And he was cucking till round 14. Flabbergasted Kentucky is being sent to his death. Had him choked as the final. Flabbergasted Kentucky is being sent to his death. Had him choked to the final human, bearing any post-tournament shenanigans. The thing that makes me sure is that his dialogue is very death laggy. Yeah, but like we need to remember, like Kentucky is like in universe. Kentucky was intended to be, you know, their ultimate fighter because he was to fight Odin, and Odin's obviously was Brunhild's ultimate goal was always to kill Odin. Like, Odin is the big bad, and Kentucky was always planned to fight him. So even if like he's not fighting in the final round, and we might not get the catharsis of Kentucky being the one to save humanity, like we still acknowledge that like he is that guy. He is the guy chosen to fight Odin. Adam wasn't chosen to fight Odin. Like, Brunhild's ultimate op is Odin, and she has Adam here. And Adam was not chosen to fight him. Kentucky was always going to be the one to fight Odin, which I think says a fuck lot about Kentucky. They don't necessarily have to die. Apocalypse gives us the answer to that. Yeah, they don't have to die, but like we've never seen, like, the thing is, like, in like Apocalypse, like there's like a plot point that's made earlier that you don't have to kill your opponents. Like that's like stated like twice, I think. In Ragnarok, it's literally a deathmatch. Like, obviously, I don't think you have to kill them to win. Like, if they're knocked out on the floor, I think you can still win the match that way. But, like, they are intended to be death matches. Unless Odin has some Mega Balls IQ moments or something plot convenient happens, then if he loses, I don't know how Odin succeeds with his plan. Yeah, that's the kind of weird thing, because, like... oh, sorry, guys. 1 minute. Yes, maybe. Oh, sorry about that. What was I going on about? Oh yeah, Odin's plan, yeah. Because like Odin's plan is like really tied to like that is the end game of the story. So there's no way Odin loses, the Yggdrasil stuff gets stopped, and then the tournament just keeps going. Like, that would be so weird. Hey Seth, do you think that Simo's piercing bullets liver could penetrate Leonidas and or Beelzebub's shields? They are really strong. They're really bloody strong. I really don't... I really hard. I feel they shouldn't. I feel like Simo... Oh, man. The crazy thing about Simo, though, we need to think about is because, like, we saw, like, basically a 4 clone. One of the 4 clones was basically the really strong clone that Loki made. Should be basically pretty much as strong as the original 4, maybe a little weaker. And that got one shot with a buckshot. Part of the buckshot, just one shot that got. Which means I don't think there's any character who just without a shield is tanking a shot from Simo if he hits like a vital spot. So in theory, if the round starts and Simo shoots them before they get to him, he can just kill anyone. You could maybe argue like Zeus is too fast or something. If you want to say they're too fast, like basically if you get hit by Simo, you're just dying. But I feel like he's too OP if like Beelzebub Leonidas con. I don't think their shields would take... I think he eventually... Maybe if he did the buckshot on the shield and then like Beelzebub's and then took a follow-up shot, he could maybe do it. I can't imagine one shot would just go straight through the shield and kill like Beelzebub. But like, it is insane to think how truly busted Simo actually is. Like, his attacks are insanely overpowered. Have you thought of Loki's backstory? Has your thoughts on Loki's backstory changed after the analysis video? I remember how you wish they explored more of Loki's backstory than just love for Brunhild. I still think I would have liked... I've grown to like the backstory more. I've grown to like Loki as a character a lot more. I've grown to like round 11, because I didn't like round 11. Like, I liked round 11, but like, it was not my favourite round by any means. But doing the analysis video has helped me like round 11 a lot more than I did. I think Loki... I was being too harsh on Loki. I think he does have a complete character arc. I do think... I think round 11 does recontextualize character in ways... I don't think it recontextualizes. It expands more on the stuff that we learn about him before round 11. I don't think there's anything new. It just expands on stuff. Do I wish we saw more now? No, I think I'm content with what we got. Because I was like, oh yeah, it's literally just Brunhild and Siegfried stuff. But Brunhild and Siegfried are like such... Like, they act as... They basically act... Like, Siegfried is so important to Loki because, like, of Loki's character and understanding him. Because, like, Siegfried is literally what Loki wanted to be and what he cannot be because he doesn't understand, like, love and shit. Like, yeah, I completely disagree with what I said about Loki's backstory. I think it's actually... It's still not my favorite backstory, but, like, I think it's really effective at what it's aiming to do. So, I do apologise if I pissed anyone off by my takes on Loki's backstory, but I think... I do think it's actually a really good backstory. So, my opinion has changed on that. Jin has the comment on this round there. If he's still out of it, then I'd be annoyed. Well, like, we know we have that bonus chapter where, like, Young Lee, or whatever her name is, was, like, trying to bring, like, food to Jin. And they're like, oh, he's in, like, critical condition or some shit still. I'm like, still? So I don't know. I think Jin's just in a really bad state. Like, I don't think us readers understand just how close to dying Jin was. Like, I think Jin's, like, in, like, absolute, like... I feel he's still, like, in critical condition. I think he's, like, really, really injured. Like, he's arguably the most injured of, like, any surviving fighter. Like, Thor was basically unharmed in that fight. Zeus was beat up, but, like, you know, he was fine. Sasaki was, Sasaki was fine. He had some cuts and shit, but, like, he was fine. Jack was emotionally damaged, but, like, beyond that, he was kind of fine. Shiva had lost arms. Shiva was in pretty bad state, but he could just regrow. He just seems to be able to just regrow the arms. It's kind of weird. Round 6, Buddha was injured, but like, not that badly. Round out, Beelzebub wasn't that bad. Round 9, Apollo was actually quite fucked up in round 9, but like, and then 10, like Okta was like dying, Simo was dying. Yeah, I think Chin took the worst damage of anyone. Like Chin was like rushed in critical condition, whereas everyone else was kind of like fine. Like Buddha was like, as he was taken away, he was still like making jokes and shit. Like Chin was like dying on the stretcher. So I don't know if we're gonna see him anytime soon. Because like even Apollo, who fought like, I guess like we saw Apollo for like last in chapter 106. So like, I don't know, maybe we will. I'm not sure. Beginning of chapter 106 was a certified good boy moment from Simo's dog. Yeah, Simo's dog's great. I love Simo's dog. What do you think of the Ares moment we got in this chapter? I thought this was really sweet. Yeah, it just... I'm surprised it's Loki of all characters that had this react. We've not seen this kind of reaction from a god's death ever. Like this thing where like multiple pantheons are all like genuinely upset about this. Like it's not shock. It's like genuine emotional like despair that Loki's dead. Because Loki kind of was this linchpin that kind of held all the like the gods together in a way. Which is quite cool because he's also like he was also kind of the linchpin that kept the tournament together and stopped Odin just like going balls to the walls and just going like, yeah, fuck this, my plan's going on, which is now what's happening with Loki dying. I mean, even like Odin clearly had faith in Loki because as he says to Brunhild, Loki wasn't meant to lose. Like Odin had faith in Loki here. Like it's kind of insane. Should I read APOC? I haven't caught up yet. Yeah, I'd say so. This round 3 was really, really good. It was a really good round. The femboy Hydra that's gooning the arena. I hope Hydra's a femboy. It's going to be so funny. I know Hydra 100% isn't going to have multiple heads. So that's just not going to be a thing. I'm curious what design Hydra's going to be. Like, same with Leviathan, because they're, like, quite bestial designs. So I'm kind of curious what they're going to make them look like. Because, like, Zook's meant to be a bird, and it's just kind of guy. So I haven't got high hopes for Hydra's design, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of confused. Is Ra versus Anubis is Rasputin versus Anubis next round, and Kentucky versus Odin next round? Kentucky versus Odin. I mean, some people are theorizing Rasputin versus... That might happen, but, like... I think it's pretty clear Odin versus Kentucky will be next chapter. Or at least should start next chapter, you'd think. Belial versus Leonidas smoking competition. They do like to smoke. It's definitely going to be a 14th round, but we need a reason for it. I don't know if it's definitely going to be a 14th round, to be honest with you. I kind of hope there is, but, like, I'm not that confident anymore on it. Can there be a Tenkaichi Discord channel? God, I need to catch up with, not Tenkaichi. Sorry, no, I was thinking Kengan. I'm quite out Kengan. Yeah, we can make it. I will add the Tenkaichi one as well. That's a good point, because we are making content on Tenkaichi on the channel now. I do need to actually write the script for the round 4 analysis, because I haven't got around to that. Well, match 4 analysis, sorry. I haven't got around to that yet. I'm currently editing a big Vegeta video, so it's taking up a bit of my time. I obviously want to rush to get the round 11 video out, which obviously came out yesterday, so I hope everyone who has watched the round 11 video enjoyed it. I think it's quite good. There's a couple things now I'm annoyed I didn't mention, like as you brought up, like the soldier thing, like all the soldiers, like, you know, being proud of Simo. I should have brought that up. I should have gone more in depth on, like, the significance of, like, Odin's power being, like, mindless puppets, like, because he doesn't understand people. Like, he can make clones of people, but they're hollow on the inside. There's nothing to them because he doesn't understand the people. He only understands, like, what he can see and only what is useful to him. Like, all he sees is just, you know, just bodies with weapons to throw at people. Because that's all he sees people as, just how they can be used to him. So he takes these mighty warriors, and all he sees in these mighty warriors is, just like bodies to fight for him. And I don't really go into that in the video. I wish I did, because I think that's a really cool aspect of Loki's powers that I just didn't really talk about. But I was kind of rushing to get the round 11 video done, so there's a couple of things I didn't mention that I probably should have in retrospect, but, it is what it is. Maybe actually as well, I might make an addendum video on some other points and put that on the Patreon or something, because there are now Patreon exclusive videos if you want to follow the Patreon, because there is some cool bonus content there. Plot twist for round 13 is that it will be a 2v2 fight instead of a 1v1. Tag team Rasputin, top of the verse, and Nostradamus. I'd love a tag team. I really think a tag team fight would be really cool. I don't know if we're likely to get one, but I think it would be very cool. Also, has anyone here watched Akame ga Kill? If so, recommended reading the manga. It's not a masterpiece, but it's like 30 times better than the anime. I've still actually not seen Akame ga Kill to this day. It's been on my to-watch list for like 6 years now. So I know that because it's like near the top because it's in the A, so alphabetically listed in my list. I just still haven't got around to it, even though my friends keep begging me to watch it. I'm currently watching Psycho Pass, but like I'm watching 30 seasonals at the moment, so it's very rare I even get to watch like an episode a week of Psycho Pass, because like I just don't have the free time for it. So I've obviously got loads of other stuff on at the moment. Have you played Uma Musume? Pretty Derby. I have not played it. A lot of my friends are really into it. I just do not have the time to devote to a gacha game right now. I see enough reels about it that I know quite a bit about it, but like I know full well I do not have the time available to devote to that as well. Like you guys won't be getting videos basically on the channel if I end up downloading another gacha game. I want Hydra to be a hot goth mummy. Of course you do, Cheesemo. Of course you do. Honestly, I think this development supports the theory that at the end of the tournament isn't going to be the end of the manga. Not like a whole second arc, but a fair bit nonetheless. Yeah, as I say, I think this could be the final round of the tournament, and this could spiral into something greater. I do think that is definitely a possibility. Round 3, Broom didn't even know who Saki was. That is just kind of mad. Because, like, as we see in, like, the Jack spin-off, she went over and met up with Jack to recruit him, like, personally, like, before the tournament started. So how the hell did she never meet Sasaki? She didn't even know what he looked like. It's just insane. Will you make another stream where you rate our tournaments? Yeah, we can probably do one of those again in the future. I underestimate quite how time consuming those streams are when we did the first one. So obviously it was a very long stream. Then we had to do a part 2 stream like the next day. So I'm not sure when we'll do one next, but if there's enough demand in the Discord, then I definitely will get on it. Hey Seth, off topic question. What are your thoughts on the new anime trailer that was released a few days ago? I've not actually watched it in full. I've seen the clip of like the anime only scene of Leonidas and his Valkyrie, which I think was cool. I know the anime never really, like, I watched season 1 of the anime, it was not, like, I just wasn't good for me. Like, I'm not that fussed about the anime, I'm not planning to watch it. The manga does it for me. I'm not, but for those who like the anime, you know, I hope it's good for you guys that watch the anime, but for me, I just don't have that much care for it. Chin legit has supernatural abilities pre-Valond. Yeah, his martial arts are kind of insane. Kadoki probably going to have some physical type abilities since in mythology he has superhuman strength. Yeah, I guess so, but like he's also just going to have superhuman strength in general, so he might have powers beyond that. Maybe it's something like every time he gets hit, like he like stores the hit and can like release it stronger back. That's kind of what Chin does. I don't know. I'm not good at coming up with these powers because like there's like nothing to go on. Remember people coping on Loki? Coping on Loki? I'm not sure quite what that means. By the way, how's Stephen Rock doing? Stephen Rock's not doing well at all. I just don't have the time. I will I'll try and make some time this week to get to work on it a bit more. But like, it's just like you've got to be in the right headspace to write it, and if you're not in the right headspace, you just cannot get shit written down. And like, the only time I really have time to do it is like in the evenings, and like I'm drained from a day of work. I just want to sit back and relax. I don't really want to write Ragnarok. But yeah, I do agree. It's kind of bad how little progress I'm making on it. I just hope round 6 is going to be really good when it comes out because it is taking a while. So I apologize, but like Ragnarok's not a priority for the channel because like the videos don't make money, and like barely anyone watches them. And they're more work to make than the average video. They're a lot more work to make than the goddamn average video. So like they're just all big commitments basically. They're a big old time commitment basically. So I do them when I can do them basically. I don't know why, but I have the feeling the finals of the APOC tournament will be Ku versus Belial. I don't know why. It's just my instincts are telling me this. It could be. Belial like has been revealed. He's like one of the him and Huramaster are the only people on that side of the bracket we've met so far. Belial does seem to be having some setup to be a bit of a monster, but at the same time he could just be a jobber. I could just see him being hyped up to be a jobber. I think my gut is telling me Surtur, but I don't know. I really don't know. Crack/joke theory time. The entire manga this far is not a prediction for how the tournament will go, and Broom will use his knowledge to make the perfect matchups and win 7. That'd be very funny. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be very funny. Odin will win, and Anubis would still get cucked again by whoever wins APOC. Yeah. But the thing is, like, the APOC fight, they cannot fight in Ragnarok. That's just not going to happen, because it would just spoil the end of Apocalypse of the Gods, because there's no way in hell that Apocalypse of the Gods is finishing before we get to the final in Ragnarok. That's just insanity. Like, that's just not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. So unless they spoil who wins and have them fight, that's just not going to happen. Imagine next stream starts and it turns out Seth turned himself into a body filler. New isekai. I died and got reincarnated as a body pillow. There probably is something that probably exists. There's probably some light novel or some doujin about that. Sadly. New Tenkaichi chapter is absolutely cooking. I've not read it. I know we're on to the final round or a final match of round 1, so I'm very excited. I fear it might just be a jobber match. I hope it isn't. I hope this Chinese martial arts guy does pretty well. I hope he's actually doesn't just job like William did. But we will see. People say Kentoki is weak because he couldn't break into Tartarus. The thing with Kentoki is the reason people thought that because the translation the people thought that because the first translation of that chapter basically said, "Oh, I tried to get in and I couldn't," and it implied like he couldn't get past the guards or some shit. Then in the actual official translation, we found out no, it wasn't that he was too weak to get in. Like they were like, "Oh, you ain't got permission," and like he was like, "Okay, fair enough." Like it wasn't a power based thing. Like he couldn't get into Tartarus. Like, it wasn't due to his strength. Like which is how everyone thought it was. Yeah, basically. So I don't think like the Kentucky thing is not like an anti-feat. Like it's not due to strength. Bro, I just realised we could see Al Gong in Apocalypse because of Nessa. If Al Gong shows up in Apocalypse of Gods before the new Sephiroth comes out, I'm cooked. I'm really cooked. The gods in Record of Ragnarok, screw humans. The gods in Record in Percy Jackson, screw humans. It's true. Imagine Rentaro in Record of Ragnarok. Who would be his opponent? I don't know enough. I don't know about Rentaro. You guys have to tell me. Do you think we'll see Chin and Simo react to any of the last Ragnarok rounds or take part in post-tournament fights? Even more so with Simo due to his character. I think Chin will show up to spectate at least the final rounds. Simo's a really silent type, so we'll probably see his reactions, but I don't think he's going to commentate. I don't think we'll hear Simo say anything. We might just see him like watching with his dog or something. Will you do a Simo cosplay? You have the doggy for it. I considered it. I've considered Simo. Like literally when round 11 started, I did like go on Vinted and like look for like suitable coats. I've just not got the what's it called? I've just not got the spark to do Simo. If I had to guess, I probably will end up doing Simo at some point. But like, usually when it comes to like a cosplay, like I would just like one night be in bed and I'm just like, fuck it, I've got to do this. And I haven't had that with Simo yet. The issue with Simo is like I'd have to make a Nagant, like his rifle. I have to print one of those out, and I don't think there's any free files. So I have to buy like a 3D file for the gun, then make the gun. Simo's cosplay isn't too hard to do. The shoes are annoying. Like his shoes are really weird, but it's not the hardest cosplay in the world to do. The issue is like I like to do shoots, and it just doesn't snow in the UK anymore. And I'd like to do a snow shoot with Simo. And it'd be very annoying if I have a Simo cosplay and no snow to shoot him. Plus, in terms of cosplay thing, Kentoki's about to fight. And Kentoki's like my most wanted, is the character I've wanted to cosplay the most for the longest time. Ever since we got his design, I wanted to cosplay him. And I couldn't cosplay him because we didn't have his colour scheme. Now we have most of his colour scheme because of the 100th chapter like colour spread. We don't know all the colour scheme, like we don't know what colour like his shoes are, for example. And we hadn't seen his weapon, so we hadn't seen his axe. So I didn't want to start the cosplay because like I hadn't seen his full colour scheme, and I didn't know what weapon he had. I still think it's so now I can actually get started on Kentoki. I'm not gonna do it anytime soon because like I've not got a con to do it for. But I will be doing Kentoki at some point because Kentoki is like I love Kentoki's design. It's arguably my favorite design in the series. So yeah, I'm excited for Kentoki. I probably will end up doing Simo at some point as well, but it's not on the immediate on the immediate lineup. I'm currently working on a giant, massive cosplay armor build for the Zord thing from Go-Go Lucha Ranger, and then I'm also building a Agni cosplay from Fire Punch as well. And I got some commissions for people to do, so a lot of cosplay going on at the same time. Follow my Instagram if you want to see any of that. El Kane, I'd say no. It took Apollo to making himself an arrow to become the strongest arrow, and before then he was deflecting the arrows. The bullet needs to be on the same vibration as Bale's shield, if not. That's true, but like Apollo's arrows, yeah, they went straight through Leonidas, his normal arrows. When they like the normal arrow, I guess if one of his normal arrows had hit Leo in the heart, it would have killed him, I guess. So I guess saying the bullets were massively stronger than that isn't that fair of a statement. I don't know. I just don't think they thought about it. They need to be made out of light, which they're not. I don't know. I think his bullets could just be so strong they just power through Beal shields. A sim not understanding love, how poetic. What if Hydra's just 8 regular Joes jumping surge? Oh, that'd be funny. Also, Seth, I have an important announcement. After debating myself, I should do it. I decided to write a work on my own. More info in Discord due to my loving storyteller. Oh, that is awesome, Joe boy. You say it's in Discord. I'll see what's going on in the Discord. I'm trying to have a look this evening. Again, I've not been very active in Discord lately. I've just been very, 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 very busy with work. But yeah, that's awesome, man. I'll definitely check that out. Wesley Vergier theory: what if round 12 will be a draw, killing Supreme God Odin, but him returning through his sword for a needed 14th round of Primordial Odin? I don't know how redundant it would be if we had like two fights having Odin in them. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I don't know about the draw. Fuck the draw. I don't think the draw's happening at this point. I'm in denial. You could also have compared Simo's mindset to other warrior fighters like Lubu and Leonidas. Yeah, I guess that's fair to an extent. Yeah, I guess it is kind of funny like that they just love war and like Simo hates war. But I guess like in those rounds, like they never like depict war as like there's never much focus on war as a concept, more just these characters like interaction with it, I guess. Whereas round 11, like it's pretty clear in like its approach of like war is a bad thing. The primordial war arc with humans and gods versus the primordials. Yeah, it's definitely possible. I don't know if I like it. I'd rather the story just stayed a tournament series and ended in the tournament and like tournament. That's what I prefer. But like, if they're gonna do more stuff, then you know they're gonna do more stuff. To summarize, it's a text work like a book, but structured like a manga with chapters being short and either standalone or part of the story arc. Volume 1 of it's done. I'm working on Volume 2 right away. Oh, so I can read this. Okay, I'll definitely give that a read. Oh, maybe we get 2 rounds at once with Odin fighting Kentucky at another location while in the arena and Anubis for Rasputin. Again, it's possible, but like, if they're two like proper fights happening at once, then there's just gonna be just an absolute pacing mess. Because obviously, unless one fight is meant to be a skirmish and not like a proper fight that we actually focus on with themes and storytelling and flashbacks, then like you cannot tell those at the same time. It just would be awful. It'd be so bad. There's no way you can execute that well. It'd be awful. And there'd be no reason to do it when you could have just done Anubis versus Rasputin first. Like you could just do that first. Maybe they're skirmish. I don't know. But like it wouldn't be a proper big fight. Unless you're suggesting like, maybe Odin for Kentucky is happening on, but we only focus on Rasputin and Anubis, and after that, then we flash back to Odin and Kentucky. But that'd just be bad because like, why would you hype up Kentucky versus Odin and then do that? Like, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Anubis is just like, I don't know if he's when he's fighting. Speaking of trailers, what do you think of the lack of trailers for One Punch Man Season 3? I think One Punch Man Season 3 is probably in development hell. Would be my guess. I don't know. I really don't know. They've worked in it a while. Some of the key arts we've shown look good, like for the characters. I don't know. I really don't know. We'll see. At least the webcomic for One Punch Man is really good at the moment. The manga is we're getting into like we're in a really good arc for the manga. Like I think Ninja Village was a bit of a mess, but we are now finally back into what's the word? We're back into I can't think of the word I'm looking for now. We're back into a really good arc. Like so far, it's basically 1-to-1 with the webcomic, so like no like weird manga shenanigans. Do you think people will like round 9 more with the anime than the manga with the extra scenes? Maybe people's issues. People just think it goes too fast and shit. So maybe fleshing it out more will make people like it more. I don't think that's going to improve the action. I don't even see why these little scenes would improve the round much at all, like from a storytelling standpoint. Because they don't really, these little extra scenes aren't really going to add much to like the actual narrative through lines of the fight. But if people like just want it to be more extended, then I think that's fair enough. I can see why the anime's doing it, because like the anime like tends to like dedicate a pretty consistent amount of the season to fights. But I guess that round 8 is really long, so you'd think that would mitigate against round 9 being a bit shorter, but I don't know. Because they really drag out round 1 in the anime, if I remember correctly. Oh, 1 minute. I'll be back again. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. The 3D printer finished, so I had to like take the print off, and I need to quickly set something else to print because I got a lot of stuff to print at the moment. So bear with me while I quickly do this. But like, what's the next question so I can ramble? The premise is that it follows a number of residents in a city called Sunflower City and their adventures in and outside the city. If you want, you can read it on stream or off stream, but yeah, I probably won't read it on stream. Not that I don't think it's like stream worthy. It's just like I can probably only stream today for like another like half an hour at the most, and I don't want to. I wouldn't be able to get it probably all done in this stream. I'd like to give it this. I wouldn't want to cut it off halfway, if that makes sense. And at the same time, like, I kind of want to read it, so I don't want to have to wait till another stream to read it. But yeah, so I probably will read it sometime today. Sorry, 1 minute. Let me just. Where are we up to? Will you make a solo videos for the fighters from round 9, 10, and 11 like you did for the first round, 8 rounds? Probably not. My logic for the reason I don't do that is the same reason why there's not like round analysis videos for like rounds like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Basically, the reason I'd obviously like in my first Ragnarok videos, I basically did a very quick summarized analysis of each rounds, and there's a lot I didn't say about them. Then when I finished that and I started making more Ragnarok content, I wanted to revisit those past rounds. However, I'd already done a video talking about the analyzing rounds 1 to 3. Or what was it, 1 to 4 actually? Might be 1 to 4. 1 to 4, 1 to 3, whatever. I've done that. I did that video. So I didn't want to then go make separate videos for like round 1, 2, 3, because it might feel like people might look at those videos and say, oh, well, I've already watched his video on all 3 of them. I don't need to watch the individual videos. I didn't want it to seem redundant, so I made them character focused. So people be like, oh, I've not heard. They may be like, there's not the like. People won't have the like the connection, but they won't have the mental connection of, oh, I've already watched him talk about round 1, so I don't need to see him talk about Lu Bu. Like there will be that disconnect. They'll be like, okay, a Lu Bu video, cool. I'll watch a Lu Bu video. If that makes sense. So yeah, so that disconnect, and then when I kept doing those, but then I got up to round 9, and round 9 was a round that I hadn't talked about in the video before. So then I had the option of, well, I can do an Apollo video and a Leonidas video separately, or I could do them both together in a round analysis video. And like ideally, I would have liked to, instead of doing the Lu Bu video and the 4 video, I personally would have rather have just done one big round 1 video, and just every round have had a separate video. That's what I would have rather done, rather than doing the individual character videos. That is what my preference would have been. But obviously, as I said, I didn't want people to think that I'm just summarizing a previous video. So I wanted people to still click on the new videos. So that was basically the logic of it. Like I wanted there to be I wanted people to still click on the new videos, despite having seen the previous round videos. So in the ideal world, I would have done a round 1 video rather than for a Lu Bu. I would have done a round 2 video rather than the Alan video and the Zeus video. But so as soon as I caught up with myself, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do the round 9 video, and I'm just going to make them round videos from now on. Because I just don't see any use in me doing a Leonidas video or an Apollo video, because everything I want to say, I said in the round 9 video. There's no reason for me to make these videos, because I'm just repeating what I've said. Whereas with the Lu Bu and 4 video, for example, yeah, I'm talking about round 1, which I already talked about in the video. But those first 2 round analysis videos where I summarised rounds so quickly, I spent like 3 minutes on my round 1. Those videos themselves, I wanted to remake. So that's why I made them. If that makes sense. Sorry, I might not be the most clear there. But yeah, so that unlikely to happen, because it would just be exactly the same information that I portrayed in the round videos. So yeah, I can make the Leonidas and the Apollo videos, but you wouldn't gain anything new out of it that wasn't already said in the round 9 dedicated video. So maybe I should have just made a round 1. I should have just bit the bullet and made round 1 video, round 2 video, round 3 video, and like just hoped people would have watched them. But that's just how it happened. And it also was kind of worked out better for Apocalypse of the Gods, because of the way Apocalypse of the Gods happens, where fighters fight in multiple rounds, it makes a lot more sense to do character videos for those characters. So I can do a character analysis video on Ra after the first fight, because Ra's unlikely to have anything else happen in the story. And I can now make a Zook video because Zook is now lost his fight. He's not proceeding the tournament, so there's not any reason why there would be further Zook stuff for me to then talk about. So I feel safe doing those characters. Well, I wouldn't do a Cuchulainn video, Cuchulainn video right now because Cuchulainn obviously going to have a lot more fights and a lot more stuff to do. Like I could do fight analysis. It's for Apocalypse of the Gods as well, I guess. But again, it's kind of redundant. I kind of say what I want in the videos. So like, I guess the way to think about it is like the character analysis videos and the round analysis videos, they essentially are the same goddamn thing. They're just called different things. They're essentially it's the same information being conveyed, just through a different like. There's just different titles. They're basically the same videos at the end of the day. So that was a really long run, but I had to explain this in comments all the time to people. So yeah, if you want a character analysis video, there will be a Zook one soon, I guess. And I kind of want to make a Brunhild one. But at the same time, we're getting the Odin fight now, so there's probably going to be more Brunhild shit soon, so maybe not. But Brunhild Gold, I do want to do dedicated videos for at some point. Okay, and like I said this in King of the Chords, but what if Death is the final fighter in Apocalypse and faces Zeus before saying his time will come soon, which could add more to a single drop of blood? I mean, that would be cool. I think Death probably loses in round 1 though. That is my guess. I want Leviathan nickname to be Levi and to be a buff muscle mummy. See, when I think of Leviathan, I just think of Leviathan from Make the Priest Fall in Love, where it's like a lolly girl. That's what I immediately think of. Hey, how's round 6 of the fan projects? I've already spoken about this earlier. Not great progress, but I will try. Fun fact: one of the girlfriends is 100 girlfriends is his cousin. Seems really gonna be crazy. There's so much 100 girlfriend lore in these streams that I really need to get on it. Not even one day after the last Tenkaichi chapter, there was fan art of William Adams and Nagaharu of both dancing. Williams was an interesting character. I can't wait for season 3. My cousin loves the anime, so I can talk with him about the series. Oh, that's nice. Arson Samavuski, I hope I'm saying that right. I love the new video. Thank you. I'm glad the support from the Round 11 video has been so good. I know those videos will. What's that on my thing? Who knows? I'm glad that the Round analysis videos always get good praise. I'm glad people like them. Because like no one else really. There's obviously other regular creators, but there's not many that do consistent like content on like the themes and like the thematic storytelling. A lot of the content tends to be more about the power scaling and predicting shit. Which is obviously good content as well. I'm not downplaying that content at all. That's good content too. But like I'm like, there's not many people in my niche in terms of Ragnarok. So I'm glad. So because of that, I kind of need. I like to hope my work is up there and that is good enough to satisfy like the whole community's kind of like thematic like lust for thematic analysis. Because like I'm like, there's not many other people doing it. So I've got that kind of weight on my shoulders. But I want them all to be really good because I know a lot of people in the fandom like rely on me to talk about the themes and shit because like no one else really does it. So I'm glad that the people have enjoyed this video because like I wouldn't want to let people down. Like if I got loads of comments saying, "Oh, you missed this," or like the main theme was obviously this and you didn't talk about it, I feel like, oh, I've kind of let people down here because like I've just missed some shit and I'm meant to be the record analysis guy. So if I'm not doing a decent analysis, like I'm letting people down. So I'm glad the video's always done well. I'm glad people like this video. I was kind of worried because like until my reread for the video I wasn't that confident on round 11's themes and like how good it was. So yeah, I'm glad the video did well. I need to end stream soon, but I got so many chats to get through. I might have to speed run through these. I'm working still. Kan Sensei, I'm working on the Sky versus regular Ragnarok, trying to find matchups that would have a theme as hard. And I thought, yeah, finding themes is really difficult. Like you can say, oh, this character, like, you know, certain thing where like everyone's like, oh, Simo versus Apollo, snipers. I'm like, yeah, but like just because they're both long range fighters, like you've got to find a thematic link between two because you've got to have a ideal that they both like, either one of them embodies it and the other completely doesn't embody it, or like they both embody it in different ways and they got to contrast each other, and you need like how one loses to be like either part of that character's arc or the winner's arc. Like, there's a lot of like, it's really like, I know this especially from writing Reckless Ragnarok. It's really like, it's a lot more difficult to do cohesive thematic through lines in fights than you'd imagine. Mid-diff, they say, for Leo Apollo, still can't stand it. Stage 1 is always denial of Seth. Yeah, it really is. For the first time, Apocalypse of the Gods had a good fight. Yeah, it was. I mean, I still like round 1. I like Ra versus Kukulkan. I know that's not a popular opinion. I like that fight. But this is definitely better. You cannot deny the almighty draw. Like, well, you know, I don't think it's going to happen. You should do a poll on whether or not the draw will happen. I can do that. In theory. Let me load up. Or is YouTube going to be an asshole again? Not let me. Depends if the page loads. If the page loads, I'll do it. But I don't have the pages loading because I'm not logged into this channel on my phone. I have to look at StreamChat on my phone because my computer's not been loading StreamChat. But like it's not on my. It's on a different YouTube account. Is there a record of Ragnarok Iceberg? There might be. I don't think there's that much. It's not that deep a series, so I don't think there's that much stuff. Like the only real things I can think of, like having at the bottom of the iceberg, would be like the early designs and like how like Aphrodite was going to be a fighter and shit like that. I guess. Do a live reaction to the new Record of Ragnarok trailer stream. I could. It's kind of a time crunch. I don't think I have time. And last time we did that, we got copyright flagged for reacting stuff on stream. So I don't know quite how you what's it called now? I don't know quite how you I still know how to react on stream without getting struck. Again, Volume 1's a bit messy, but it's made to build up. Honestly, like, I've written a lot of stuff myself. It's hard. Like, writing is really hard. And, like, it takes a lot of practice. And, like, you're always going to be really critical of your own work. No one's more critical than yourself, basically. You're your own worst critic. I want Kentucky to win overall, with Odin solely being focused on destroying everything, whereas Kentucky is focused on rebuilding everything, which is why he and Odin have the same goal, so we can restart. Yeah, that's kind of what my thoughts have been on the whole, them sharing the same goal. I think it's like creation through destruction, maybe. Oh yeah, obviously I want Kentucky to win. There's never been a round where I'm not rooting for the humans. I'm always rooting for the humans. But like, if I'm betting money, I don't know. Volume 2 is finished, but I'm working on it. Is almost finished, but I'm working on it, so you can catch up with it or what till it's done, whatever works best. Okay. For the first time, Apocalypse of the Gods have a good fight. Yeah, I know, right? Who would win, King or Ares? I mean, like, King's not all powerful. Like, he's not. Like we saw in the Cosmic Vigara fight, he's not. But Ares would 100% get King engined and, like, trip over and get himself locked in a jar or some shit. So King would definitely win. On a real note, would the King engine work on Zeus? Yeah, probably. But Zeus would probably be hyped to fight. I don't think he would be intimidated. Mid-diff, they said, for Leo. Apollo is still in bed after 2 runes. After 2 rounds. Yeah, Apollo got really fucked up. And remember, like, Leo only hit him, like, 3 times in that entire fight. Like, that's 3 hits did that to him. Like, that's just how much of a powerhouse Leo actually is. Will there be 14 rounds in Ragnarok? There will be 14 rounds. We've already had a draw. Round 4 of Ragnarok. Round 5 of Ragnarok was a draw, so there will be 14 rounds. For real, every main tournament fight has been a high to extreme diff beside Buddha vs. Zero, which was mid-diff. Yeah, you can argue Simo vs. Loki's more of a mid-diff, but, like, it's a very different fight. But, like, if they fought in actual combat, like, Simo would just die. Like, so it's just kind of different. Like, you can't really apply the mid-diff to it in the same way. Also, it's crazy the soldier that doesn't like to fight won, while the ones who do die. Maybe that's what the story is saying about war and why you shouldn't like war. Maybe. If Brune didn't have much faith in them, then she wouldn't be so concerned with the final clash of each fight. I mean, I think she's gonna be concerned no matter. She's gonna be concerned no matter what, really. Yeah, I didn't mean this stream. Next stream. Okay, yeah. Why not read the 100 Girlfriend opening? No, because I will get struck. That's what's going to happen. Have you watched The Amazing Digital Circus? I do watch The Amazing Digital Circus. We had a new episode recently. It was pretty good. We're rapidly approaching, actually, like, we're over halfway through the series now. So, like, I'm very excited because I feel we're going to start understanding the lore in, like, the next few episodes. Because we're almost done with the character. That might have been the last character-focused episode because there's, like, 1 episode for each character. Although I think Was it Zubul and King are sharing an episode? I know 2 of the characters shared their episode. But I think Jax was the last one, main focus episode. So from now on, it should be like more plot heavy stuff, which I'm excited for. But yeah, last episode of Cycle was really, really good. Do you think they'll go back to Ku versus Wukong after round 4 or start the right side of the bracket? Oh, no, they keep going the bracket. I don't think they're going to do Ku. No, we should get the whole bracket and then go to round 2. That's usually how tournament brackets work. So we should get, after this next fight, we should have Ahura Mazda versus... Was it Enma? Was it Enma he's fighting? I can't exactly remember. Or was it Muramasa? He's fighting someone. Is Morrigan guaranteed to win due to be female? I don't think that's true. I think they're likely to win because they've got plot set up with Kukullan, and they're on the same side of the bracket, so them fighting is quite likely. Best way I can explain my series is imagine a combo of Chainsaw Man, Gintama, and Durara, 3 of my favourite series, with some Hunter, another one of my favourite series, and general slice of life stuff running in there. So you're really selling this. Better be good, man. Better be good. Better not get my hopes up here. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to reading this. We make a Valkyrie video discussing the rest Arnsgol or Brunhild. Probably not. There's just not much to discuss. Like, Alvita and Frod probably have the most character of any of them, and I can summarize what their character focuses in like a paragraph. Like I literally mentioned them like in the Raiden video and the Chin video. So yeah, unlikely because there's just really not much to say about them. Personally, think you're the best in terms of Ragnarok content. Not that I don't like MW or AS, but mine mainly does a basic. But MW is oh, I know the guy you mean. I don't watch other Ragnarok creators, so I'm not that familiar with them. I know the guy you mean. What's his name? I can't remember his name. That guy does basic analysis and leaves it at that, as there is more depth, but it's more short form content. Yeah, I've seen like 1 or 2 of their videos. I know the guy you mean. I can't remember their name. But yeah, I'm glad to be part of the Ragnarok community because it's a really fun community. It's a really nice community, very welcoming community. Because I started making content in it like during like round 7. I was making content back when round 7 was about like just starting. So like there was obviously a lot of people that have been in the fandom a lot longer. Like there's already been 6 rounds before I started like making content on it. So like, you know, yes, it's very nice fandom. Croaky is literally training against a massive ship for the big battle. Oh shit, I really need to catch up because that sounds awesome. Well, Lady Death begins her round after the White Death. Do we even know Death's going to be a lady? That's the question. It could be. Because we know, like, is it Death? Like, because I need to check the Japanese. Is it Shinigami? Like, is it as in the Japanese Death gods? Or is it just, like, Death as in, like, the embodiment of Death? I guess you'd have to check the kanji. I'm not sure which it is, because I've seen translations of both. I'd say my guess is probably it's Shinigami. Like, a Shinigami, like, Japanese Death god. But, like, I'd have to check the kanji. Hey, Seth, read the Apocalypse chapter. I have. It was very good. Yeah. Indra is such a beast. Like, some of the panels in this chapter were beautiful. Like, that vision, like, Indra, Zook has of his arm getting ripped off, it was so visceral. I fucking loved it. We also got a lot of Hindu gods in chapter 106 of Ragnarok, which was of the main series, which was fun. So it's a very Hindu pantheon-focused month. Yeah, imagine what a 4th hit would have done. Yeah, it would have been devastating. Who do you think will get abstracted next? Oh, I really don't know. I feel as though I can... I think if King abstracting would probably be the most emotional one you could get. I think that would really emotionally affect all the characters. But at the same time, I don't know if King is closer. I think King is just being a bit crazy. I think kind of makes them less likely to. I can see Jax might be too goddamn important to abstract, but I can see it happening to Jax. But I think most likely, probably Raghafa. I think Raghafa would have the most. I think that one's most like I just don't think Zubul is important enough to abstract, and it would be meaningful. Same with Gangle. I just don't think they're important enough characters that abstraction would have a big effect. I cannot imagine Pomni doing, because obviously they're our main character. So I think King would have the most emotional sting. Jack would be the most shocking, but I think Raghav is probably the most likely. That's my guess. But I really don't know. Yeah, I know. I'll be finished streaming soon, so you can just wait a minute. Jinsuke would be an excellent fighter in Ragnarok. Yeah, they would. Either way, Morgan will survive the tournament because she's seen in round 11's crowd. No, she's not. She wasn't seen in round 11's crowd. She was seen in the flashback of Brunhild declaring Ragnarok. So we haven't seen modern day Morgan. We did see them during round 11, but we saw them in a flashback of round 11. So technically they could die, for all we know. They could die. They haven't shown up like in the present day. There's even a character in there who's based off Kintoki, my goat, and another who's based on Kanata, another goat from Lucky Star, and they're canonically friends. I love this. It sounds so good. We have nothing on Death. I'd like it to be the Horseman and have a badass Grim Reaper design. I'd love it to be the Horseman of Death. Like, I'm kind of like... It's one of these things with Ragnarok, because obviously you guys got to pick the fighters. There's so many fighters I would love to have put in. Like the Horsemen are characters in this, because like they're spectators. I'd love to have had a Horseman be a fighter. I'd love that. That would be so cool to me. I'd love to have like Casanova being a human fighter. Like, there's so many ones I would have loved to have fighters myself. Obviously, I don't get to pick the fighters because I ain't going to pick because you guys picked. But like, yeah, Horseman of Death, I would be so happy to see. Almost there. And there is an exam that's pretty much the Hunter exam but shorter. Hunter exam's goated, so I'm sure that's good. Imagine Morrigan is a fused fighter like Zorofuku's international myth. Morrigan is made up of the 3 war goddesses, which is why she is called the Morrigan. Oh, that'd be cool. Oh, that'd be quite cool. It would be pretty bad though if like the only strong goddess is only strong because it's like 3 goddesses fused together. Not a great look for the women gods, really. I'm sure Amaterasu is quite strong, but like we've not seen them fight. Yeah, I can see Ragatha being next. I think Ragatha would be my prediction. I think Ragatha's like the one who's going the most like depressed and shit. But at the same time, like I think Jack or Kinga would be more exciting. I mean, Madjo Tyson, Lady Death is... Oh, sorry, you're talking about Madjo Tyson. Oh, sorry, I thought you were Apollo of the Gods. Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. I am a bit behind the Madjo Tyson, so yeah, that's why it didn't click to me. I need to keep up. Cat requires food, Seth. Yeah, she does, but she will get food in a minute. Convict Coliseum is currently on its final round. I've heard good things, but I've not checked it out. The Horseman of War versus the Unnamed Soldier, just saying... I love the concept of the Unnamed Soldier, but I just don't know how it would work. Because, like, the Unnamed Soldier would just be a guy. It'd just be a normal-ass soldier. Because, like, the concept of the Unnamed Soldier is, like, it could have been anyone. It's just, like, a nameless face. Because that's kind of what soldiers were. They were just, sadly, just masses for the fight. For the war effort. So, like, the symbology of the Unknown Soldier kind of doesn't work when you actually make them into a character. So, I don't know quite... I don't quite know how you would execute it. And with that, we are caught up and I can end stream. Sorry guys, but you know, I've got stuff to do. Maybe I'll do some Ragnarok tonight. But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you the lovely 15 people who are still here. Yeah, if you haven't seen the Round 11 Nasus video I dropped yesterday, go check it out. I think it's a very good video. And we will be streaming again soonish. I'm very excited for next chapter. I can tell you my goat is going to do stuff. I'm so excited. But yeah, can't wait to see Honda's daughter fighting Madjo Tyson. I'm going to sleep now. Good night, yo. Well, good thing I'm in the stream now. Good night, Candy Sensei. Have a good one. I didn't even notice that one. Zuba wanting sex was pretty funny. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Okay, bye, Joe Boy. Awesome stream, Seth. Thank you, Eric King. Scuds Rose. Now Zook was left at the end of the round. How Zook was left was honestly worse than some of the deaths. Yeah, guy's pretty not great state. I mean, Ra was arguably in the worst state. Ra was like impaled through the head, and like how did the spike go through the back of his head and out his eye without killing him? I don't know, but yeah, so far like there've been some pretty brutal defeats in Apocalypse Next Time. Watch the Ragnarok season 3 trailer before next stream. I will do that. Okay. I'm going to end stream now. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a good day and all that. And hopefully the Wi-Fi will be better next stream. So look forward to that.